Gang of
Jack.
Four. The First Lady of the Left. Also, Robert Fleming, the keeper of the cakes, Magnolia Pancake Houses.
How's I?
How's that? Whatever. Robert, welcome back.
Thank you, Jack.
And we learned in the economic numbers today that according to USA Today, strongest segment of the economy, restaurant and bar hiring.
I believe so, yeah. I believe so. It's always been an active industry. People move through it. So it's, you know, we've hired a lot. We created about 65 new jobs this year.
You know, your businesses are booming, and they've been booming right through this recession. Do you ever stop to wonder how that can be?
Yeah, and I worry about it, and I'm a fatalist anyway, so I'm always waiting for the other shoe to drop in some way. So yeah, you know, that's one of the things I always worry about is how do we make sure that we're doing everything we need to do to keep it going.
Pancakes are kind of essential in my world, so you don't have to worry about me.
I know.
I won't sacrifice. All right, and Carlos Abelar, it says here, look what they write when you're on the show. Carlos Abelar, Ron Paul supporter. Like, that's all you are. Like, that's the sum total
so
of
one-dimensional, Carlos.
That's all he is.
Yeah, that's.
And there's so much more to Carlos, although I have no idea what it is because that's what I know him for. But you've called into the show many times, and
Here I am.
and here you are. People always say, by the way, why don't you just have like callers on Gang of Four once in a while? Hello.
I'm representing the callers.
Yes, he's
I think that's how
representing.
Lisa got here in the first place as well.
But now look,
Thank you for reminding me 20 years
where
ago.
do you go from here? Ron Paul's retiring. What's the next thing you're looking for out there?
In the immediate future, it's just trying to maybe stop a little bit of the shift towards the left on both parties, and in the long run, maybe a presidential run for a liberty candidate that can represent the values that we believe in.
I don't know if I've ever asked you about him, but how do you feel about Gary Johnson?
Yeah, he's good. I mean,
Why aren't you, now that he's in the running and your guy is out of the thing, why aren't you excited about him?
Well, I mean,
Because his last name's not Paul.
well, it's because technically, I mean, he's a libertarian and I am a Republican, but I haven't decided if I'm going to actually vote for him. But I think that it's best for me not to like push him too much, just because some of his stuff is good, but
You're
he's a
keeping
little
it-
hawkish on some stuff.
You're keeping an open mind.
Yeah.
All right. So Carlos and Lisa and Robert are here on Gang of Four. All right. So the headline today
Yeah.
is the jobless number, 7.8%, 44-month low. Is it great that the number has come down, or is it still atrocious that we've been in 8% plus territory for 4 years?
Gee, let me guess what you guys think.
Let me tell you.
I'm asking you what you think.
Okay, you can ask me what I think. I think it is better, and I think it's been getting better. But since I'm representing Vinny the adjuster, because the first thing that came out of the other side's mouth this morning is that the numbers were adjusted. I mean, you know, after the debate, it was okay for them to admit that Romney might have won the debate, which he probably did. And that was an adjustment. But now that the actual number went down to 7.8.
All right,
You
so
know,
Robert,
now-
Lisa says
now-
you conservatives are being sore losers.
Now, really.
Do you think the numbers have been adjusted
I
too?
think the numbers are cooked because you have.
Ay, ay, ay.
No, Lisa, hold on a second. Okay?
Go
And
ahead.
here we go.
The president told Mitt Romney the other night, it's about the math, okay? It's about the math. 114,000 jobs is not enough to drop 4 basis points off the unemployment rate. It doesn't work. Every month for the last how many decades, every month, the month following, they readjust that number.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. What do you think it really is, and is there somebody out there who has an opposite view besides just saying it?
The real number is not this 7.8,
Yeah, well,
0.2.
okay, so what is
the
it?
real number is the participation in the workforce, and it's only 63%. Okay? 37% of Americans who are eligible to work are not participating in the workforce. That's the real number. That's the real number. This
You-
8.2,
I'm
7.8,
sorry, I didn't mean to take
114,000
over.
new jobs added. It's all just smoke and mirrors. The real number is is that people are not participating in the workforce for whatever reason. Either they're getting government assistance, we've made it too lucrative to stay unemployed, the
Yeah,
jobs that
it's
are
real
added.
lucrative to stay unemployed.
For
I
some-
know.
For some people it is.
Well, for some people, it's
it is.
always going to be that way. That's never gonna change.
And the jobs.
And that's been that way.
and the
And there are
jobs-
jobs out
and
there
the
that
jobs
people
that
are not taking. I
being
understand that.
created are lower paying jobs. Jack talked about the numbers in the hospitality industry. We traditionally are at the lower end of the wage scale.
Yes, you are, but
because of
there
the
are a
nature
lot of
the
other
work.
jobs out there that people just don't either seem to be qualified for, that do exist. So,
There's lots of jobs
I
out
mean,
there and
there-
lots of people who
all
want to
the
hire
numbers
plumbers,
can be
electricians,
reworked. All
HVAC
the numbers
technicians,
can be
but no one
reworked.
wants to do the work to get those jobs.
what jobs would they be? Picking fruit? I don't
No,
know what you're
no.
talking
How about a plumber, an electrician, a machinist? I know guys with machine shops, they're starting people with no experience in machining and teaching them at $11 and $12 an hour. These are jobs that when you get qualified, you will make
That's probably
$20 an
true.
hour, and you'll have a job for the rest of your life. But we've all bought into this, oh no, that's a manual job. I don't want my kid doing that kind of work. He needs to go to college and get a degree in English literature and be a college professor. And meanwhile, it's 2 o'clock in the morning and you want a plumber. He shows up and he says it's $400 and you pay him because you're just happy as heck that somebody showed
about.
up
Yeah,
to
that's a
fix your
great
toilet.
idea. But you can skew anything. You can create any kind of number that you want.
Hey
You can
Carlos, how are
make
you enjoying
something.
this early
I'm
October
sorry.
weather we're having?
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No, you guys are doing great. Look, let's just talk about this. Is
No.
it possible that, first of all, it's somewhat naive that we trust whichever party is in power to report unemployment numbers? It is such a politically sensitive number that it's kind of incredible we trust the current administration, whoever it is, to report those numbers. Why would any president,
Oh, absolutely.
Republican or Democrat, on the brink of his reelection campaign want to report lousy unemployment numbers? I mean, it's stupid. Why would you do that? So
Get out a gun, shoot yourself in the foot.
if they're not cooking them, why the hell are they not cooking them would be my first question. But let's say they're not. Let's say that you're wrong, and Jack Welch, the former CEO of GE, who tweeted this morning, Chicago guys will do anything. Maybe you're wrong. Maybe it's the statistic that says we had 582,000 new part-time jobs in September. Now that doesn't encourage me. That's not 582,000 people that can make a house payment or support a family.
That's all people going to work at the Halloween superstore.
We have 183,000 more people this month who are multiple job holders, meaning they're working 2 or more jobs. No shame in that, but again,
No.
that's not indicative of a recovering economy. In order to keep up with just the population growth, you would have to create more than 114,000 more a month.
I
which
think the
is-
number is like 265,000.
And if you were trying to do the population rate and recover from the recession, you would have to be creating probably closer to 500,000 new
Correct.
jobs a month, which at the rate we're creating them, we're probably 20 years away from recovering
Well,
from the
it's probably-
recession.
Yeah, okay, and who's gonna change that? Seriously,
Well, here's my point.
that's what I don't understand.
Before we get to
It's like
that-
you've got all these great numbers and that's it.
Before we get to that, you just
Yeah.
have to understand that going from 8.1 to 7.8 doesn't mean that anything that's being done right now is making a difference. This is treading water. This is drifting.
It
this
is, but
not-
every
under the best possible
positive move
scenario.
makes a difference as to a negative move. I mean, you can at least admit that. I mean, that's not, that's just common sense that positive is better than negative. Just, I can't even get that out of you guys. That's the problem with this whole thing. We're too busy talking about the $5 trillion in tax cuts and all this money stuff that can all be manipulated. And we're forgetting about the main issues. It's like, is Romney really interested in doing that? You also have to look at just common sense issues.